Hello guys, open your student book on page 108 and 109. Okay, so on page 108, we are going to start our unit number 11. So let's read the title together. Repeat, what were you doing? So let's look at the picture. What is this man doing? Is he flying? No, right? He is base jumping. So that means that he's a base jumper. Base jumping is similar to skydiving. So let's read more information about it, right? So we have base jumping is also referred to as base diving to represent the buildings, B, antennas, A, spans, bridges, and earth cliffs that people jump from. It is an extreme sport that is considered much more dangerous than skydiving. When you base jump, you parachute from a structure or a cliff. This differs from skydiving because skydivers jump from an aircraft and part of way down use a parachute to slow their descent. So what does it mean? When a person practices base diving, they don't use a parachute, right? They use a special suit. Okay, guys. So would you like to practice it? I think that it's very dangerous, right? It's totally an extreme sport. Okay, so let's go to the first exercise of today. Okay, so what are we going to do on the first exercise? So we have circle the correct answers, right? So we have base jumping is an adventure sport or is a competition. People jump from places like plains, buildings, and mountains. They wear special suits called sky suits, wingsuits. These help them to fly in the air. So you're going to circle the correct option, right? So I'm going to play the audio and you're going to circle the right answer, right? Let me play the audio.
Unit 11. What were you doing? Track 2-35.
Hey, Rachel. What were you doing all afternoon? You didn't reply to my texts.
Sorry, I was watching TV, so I didn't check my phone.
What was on TV?
There was a show on base jumping. It was really interesting.
Yeah? What's base jumping?
It's a kind of adventure sport. People jump from places like buildings and mountains. Sometimes they wear a special suit called a wingsuit to help them fly in the air before they land.
Okay, let's check our answers. So we have base jumping is a competition or an adventure sport. It is an adventure sport. People jump from places like plains or buildings. Buildings, right? And mountains. They wear special suits called wingsuits. This helps them to fly in the air, right? Now, let's go to the next exercise. In the next exercise, we have listen and circle T for true or F for false. So, number 1, the base jumpers jump off a building in Norway. Number 2, Rachel felt nervous when she was watching the jump. Number 3, you need to have base jumping experience to do skydiving. Number 4, the skills for skydiving and base jumping are similar. So remember, you're going to circle T for true or F for false. So let's pay attention to the audio. Let me play it.
Unit 11, Track 2-36.
That sounds really scary, Rachel.
It was, actually. In the show, the people jumped off a mountain in Norway. They flew in their wingsuits for a short time in the sky. I felt nervous when I was watching them do their jumps. I think those people are really brave.
Definitely. I can't imagine myself doing a base jump. Can you?
No way. But not everyone can do base jumping. You need to have a lot of skydiving experience first, because the skills you need are similar.
I see. Well, I think I'm okay with just watching people do the jumps on TV.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's check our answers, right? So number 1 says, the base jumpers jump off a building in Norway. That's false, right? Number 2, Rachel felt nervous when she was watching the jump. That's true, right? Number 3, you need to have base jumping experience to do skydiving. That's false, right? And the last one, the skills for skydiving and base jumping are similar. True, right? Okay, so now we have talk with a partner. Have you ever tried something risky? So what about you guys? Have you ever tried something risky? And what did you do? So here we have 2 examples. I tried ice skating for the first time. I climbed a tree. So in your notebook, you are going to write one example of something that you tried that was risky, right? Okay, guys, so let's go to the next page. On the next page, we have exercise letter A. Listen and read, then repeat the conversation and replace the words in blue. But remember, the first time, we just listen to the story and follow the text along, right? So you're going to follow the text during the audio. Okay, so let me play the audio.
Unit 11, Track 2-37.
Maya, where are you? Hurry up. The movie starts in 15 minutes.
Sorry, I forgot to set my alarm. I'm leaving the house now.
Why didn't you set your alarm?
I was tired. I was reading a comic when I fell asleep.
Why were you so tired?
I was playing with my younger cousins yesterday. And here I am.
Maya, you're still wearing pajamas.
Okay, so what happened in this story? Maya was sleeping and she forgot to set her alarm, right? And she had a meeting with her friends. Poor Maya. Okay, so here in the story we have, Maya, where are you? Hurry up. So what's the real meaning of hurry up? Let's read it. We have, hurry up is very informal and should only be used in spoken English with people we know well. That means that we use this phrase just with our friends, maybe your sisters or brothers, and that's it, right? We use hurry up when we are getting impatient and want someone to do something more quickly. For example, sorry, I just need to make one more phone call before we leave. Hurry up, we're going to be late for the movie. So it is similar to come on, right? But remember, those are very informal phrases. Just use when we know someone well. Okay, so now what are we going to do with the story? We can practice it with a partner, right? So we are going to write the story in our notebooks using the other options that are in blue. For example, in the first one we have, Maya, where are you? Hurry up, the movie starts in 15 minutes. You copy that dialogue in your notebook. Then we have, sorry, and instead of forgot to set my alarm, you're going to copy, sorry, I overslept. I'm leaving the house now. Next, why didn't you set your alarm? I was tired. I was chatting on the phone, right? And the next time when you finish the story, you are going to copy it again, but now using the other option. So, Maya, where are you? Hurry up. The movie starts in 15 minutes. Sorry, I just woke up. I'm leaving the house now. Why didn't you set your alarm? I was tired. I was listening to music when I fell asleep, right? So please pause the video to copy the story twice using both options, right? So pause the video. Now, let's go to the next part. In this unit, we are going to learn how to describe the order of events, but what kind of events? Events that happen in the past, right? So let's listen to the chart and then we're going to analyze the sentences, right? So let me play the audio.
Unit 11, Track 2-38.
I was jogging when I fell over. She was cooking when I came home. We were playing soccer when the rain started. Were you eating when she called?
Yes, I was. No, I wasn't.
What were you doing last night?
I was studying.
Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger, right? Number one, we have, I was jogging when I fell over. She was cooking when I came home. We were playing soccer when the rain started. So what is similar with those sentences? If you notice, we have the verb to be in past, was, were, and we have another verb with ing. So we have one sentence that is in past continuous. On the other part, we have I fell over, came, start. So we have the second sentence in simple past. And both sentences are joined with the word when, right? Then we have, were you eating when she called? Again, one sentence is in past continuous and the other sentence is in simple past. What were you doing last night? This is in past continuous, right? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. I was studying. So let's read the language note. So we have here, I was jogging, I fell over. There are two sentences, each with a subject and a verb. Why does the first use ing while the second has a simple past tense verb? The first was a continual action. The second is an action that happened at one specific time in the past and didn't continue. Entonces, ¿qué significa, chicos? Que cuando describo dos eventos en el pasado, puedo unir dos eventos, uno que estaba sucediendo con otro que llegó y sucedió y interrumpió al otro. Entonces, mi primera acción, I was jogging, es la acción que era continua, era la acción que se estaba realizando en el pasado. La segunda acción, I fell over, es la acción que sucedió en un momento específico del pasado y no continuó. If you remember, the simple past is used to talk about past events. But what kind of events? Events that are completed, right? And we are going to use past continuous to talk about a continual action. So what does it mean? It means that the action that is in past continuous is the first action that happened in the past. And the action that is in simple past is the second action, right? Si las dos acciones sucedieron en el pasado, la primera que sucedió es la que está en pasado continuo. Y la que sucede después, la que está en pasado simple. Es la que sucede en un solo momento y viene a interrumpir la otra que estaba sucediendo. Okay, guys. So now, let's practice, right? So, we have circle the correct answers, then listen and check. So we have his homework when you call. So he was doing or he did his homework when you call. They were driving home from school when an accident. I was out cycling when I was meeting or met a friend. I was walking or I walk in the park when I found a lost dog. We were climbing or we climbed a mountain when my brother hurt his knee. So we're going to listen to the audio and we are going to circle the correct answer, right? So I'm going to play the audio. Pay attention.
Unit 11, Track 2-39. 1.
He was doing his homework when you called.
2.
They were driving home from school when they saw an accident.
3.
I was out cycling when I met a friend.
4.
I was walking in the park when I found a lost dog.
5.
We were climbing a mountain when my brother hurt his knee.
Let's check our answers, right? So number 1 says, his homework when you call. So he was doing his homework when you call. If you notice, this sentence is in past continuous and this sentence is in simple past, right? Next one. They were driving home from school when they, the first sentence is in past continuous. So the right answer in the second one is when they saw an accident. Number 3, I was out cycling. So we have was cycling, past continuous, when I met a friend, right? Simple past. Number 1, I was walking in the park when I found a lost dog. Number 5, we were climbing a mountain when my brother hurt his knee. ¿Cierto? First, we have the sentences in past continuous, right? In this part, we have all the sentences in past continuous, and in this part, we have all the sentences in simple past, right? Was doing, were driving, was out cycling, was walking, were climbing. The second sentence, called, saw, met, found, heard. These actions happen first in the past, and these actions happen then. These are the second actions, right? First, he was doing his homework, and then you call him. Now, let's read the other language note. So, we have, what are you doing? I am studying. This question asks about an action that the person is continually doing right now. So you should use a verb to be plus the ing form of an action verb. What were you doing? I was studying. This is similar because it asks what a person was doing at a specific time in the past. In this case, you must use a past tense be verb was or were plus the ing form of an action verb. Si se fijan, es similar preguntar what are you doing a what were you doing. What is the difference? This is in present and this is in past, but both ask for an action that is ongoing, right? That is happening in a specific moment. In the present, is happening now. In the past, was happening at a specific time. So now, let's see. We have here, complete the sentences and write your own ideas. So what are we going to do? We have, I was talking on the phone when, and you're going to write another idea. But remember, if this sentence is in past continuous, that means that here we need a verb in simple past, right? Yo estaba hablando por teléfono, ¿cuándo? ¿Qué acción sucedió en pasado? I was talking on the phone when my mom arrived. Could be, right? Number 2 says, I need an action in past continuous. When the bell rang, it is in simple past. I was watching TV when the bell rang, for example. Number 3, she was skateboarding when she fell down. Could be the verb in simple past. They, when the fire started. They, we need an sentence in past continuous. They were sleeping when the fire started, right? In simple past. When we heard music. We were studying when we heard music, right? I was practicing the piano when I need here a sentence in simple past. I was practicing the piano when my brother played soccer, right? So here we have another examples. I was eating dinner when I heard a knock on the door, right? When I opened the door, I saw a cat. The cat was digging a hole near a tree, right? And the last exercise of today is the idiom. So we have, it was a close shave, means something nearly happened, means something amazing, interesting, or dangerous. It was a close shave. So, what does it mean? It means that something dangerous, right, nearly happened. Okay, guys, so now let's go to the next video to practice more exercises about past continuous and simple past, right? Let's go to the next video.